On this example 7, we are dividing a complex number in standard form. You'll notice we have two complex numbers, z1 and z2. Go ahead and copy those down. And our job is to find z1 divided by z2, and we use the formula r1 divided by r2 times cosine of theta 1 minus theta 2 plus I sine theta 1 minus theta 2. Seems kind of complicated, but it's really not that hard. So all I do is just plug the numbers in where they go. So r1 is 24, r2 is 8. Then it's the cosine of the first theta, 300, and then minus 75 from theta 2, plus I sine of theta 1, 300, minus sine theta 2, 75. And we simplify. 24 divided by 8 is 3, times the cosine of 225 degrees, plus I sine 225 degrees. And this would be the answer. This is what we call, if you remember, is trig form. That's trig form answer. If the directions ask us to write the answer in standard form, then we have to actually find out these different things. The cosine of 225, so draw this right here, 225 is in this quadrant, and 225 gives me a 45-degree angle there, and so we know it's 1 square root of 2. We know the cosine is adjacent 1 over hypotenuse square root of 2, so we know this is negative 1 over square root 2 plus I, and then the sine of 225 is opposite 1 over square root 2, so plus a negative 1 over square root 2 again. And we rationalize this, or I can do distributive property, which would be negative 3 over square root 2 plus, well, we're going to change that now because it's 3 times negative 1. It's going to be minus 3 over square root 2I. Then to rationalize it, I have to multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 2. And so that makes negative 3 square root 2 over 2 minus 3 square root 2 over 2I. And this is known as the standard form of the number. Okay? So if the directions call for trig form, you can stop at this step. If not, you have to finish it out right here. Go ahead and try number 73. Press pause, and then once you think you figured it out, come back and see if you got it right. Well, we should have done r1 over r2 times cosine theta 1 minus theta 2 plus I times the sine of theta 1 minus theta 2. And so if I do, notice there is no numbers in front at all, so there is no r1 over r2, that would just be 1. And so now it's going to be theta 1 minus theta 2, or the cosine of 30 degrees, plus I times the sine of 50 minus 20 is also 30 degrees. And I believe that the book asks for trig form. And since the book asks for trig form, you leave your answer just like that.